Hi there, I'm Alex Belinsky, and I'm excited to share with you some crazy and spiritual and funny stories from the Tennessee Knoxville mission. I hope you enjoy. Rachel. I'll be honest, I talked with some super high people who had different priorities in mind. Jordan. We knocked on the door and a man came out and was in his underwear and had a black eye and scars everywhere. Not a safe place. Brooke. One night we were teaching our investigator, who was male and lived alone, outside of his house because we couldn't go in without another woman there. Well, he built a fire so we could see each other while we talked, but he was drunk and lit the trees above us on fire. The whole yard was going to catch fire, so we had to get out, but I was stuck to the log I was sitting on. He had tipped over some wood glue earlier that day and forgot to clean it up, so I took off my skirt. It's a good thing I wore basketball shorts underneath to get away from the burning trees. That's intense. Wow. Heather. I was in 2 tornadoes. Andrew. Riding a bike during a severe lightning storm. Michelle. While teaching a part member family, a tornado hit Sneedville and actually went over the house of the family we were teaching. Jared. One day while biking, we were passed by an ambulance. It was kind of usual for the area, so we didn't think much of it. About a minute later, a car flew past us, coming from the direction the ambulance was headed. The car was probably going over 90 miles an hour and just missed us, since there was no bike lane and not much of a shoulder. Not far behind him were 4 police cars trying to keep up with him. Then 4 more police, then several from another direction, and they kept coming. I think the entire police force of the city passed by us from one direction or another. We just finished biking home after that. We never found out what happened. Rachel. I got hardcore prank called by the elders. #gullible. Jordan. We went into an appointment, and it was raining. And when we came out, the car was stuck in the mud, so the family we were teaching helped us get it out. Brooke. Our next door neighbor came up to us one day and asked if we baptized people in our church. We said yes, and he was like, "Cool. Can I get baptized in your church in 2 weeks?" What? No one does that. So we told him that he could, but that we had to teach him something so he could understand why first. He agreed, and he and his mom were both baptized. That's awesome. Heather. My companion and I were contacting a less active. We set up an appointment, and we went to what we thought was her house. The lady let us in and talked to us for almost an hour, and then we got back to our apartment and got a call from the less active wondering if we were okay. We totally went to the wrong house. Andrew. I saw a fellow missionary get electrocuted in front of me. Wow. Michelle. Tripped and fell while tracting. Was able to turn and land on my back while keeping my dress down and preventing it from going over my head. And then funny face, modesty. Jared. There was this older lady we would visit. It was summertime, so we would sit on her front porch and keep her company when we had some free time. She was super nice and would always get us juice, obviously in a mason jar. The thing about this nice lady though, or about this juice though, was that it had little things floating in it. Nothing extremely concerning. It just looked like it might have been pollen or something like that. We didn't want to make her feel bad for giving us juice with floaties, so we would just drink around the floaties, and we'd examine our glasses when she wasn't looking to be sure not to drink the floaties. One day I was examining a little too closely, and I didn't notice that she'd turned to look at me. She took my cup from me, asking, "Now, what are you looking at?" "Oh goodness, there's floaties in here. Why didn't you tell me? Give me yours, and I'll give you new drinks." She took both of our drinks, and we were relieved that she would now know to make sure we didn't have floaties. We got our drinks, and just as I went to drink, I saw that there were still floaties. She never knew it though. Rachel. Where do I begin? I had some amazing lessons. My studies were enlightening, and anything with President Griffin changed my life. No exaggeration. Jordan. In a teaching moment, the investigator felt the spirit and asked what the feeling was, and that he was burning up. Brooke. We got a referral for a woman who had requested the Book of Mormon, but we could not contact her no matter how many times we tried, so we decided to give it one last chance. Well, she was home and asked us to come back the next day to teach her about the book. We came back the next day, and she had been waiting for us all day just in case we came earlier. She said she couldn't miss us again. I said the opening prayer to begin the lesson, and she was already in tears by the time I finished. We taught the restoration, and she kept saying over and over, This is what I've been searching for. Oh, I've been waiting for this my whole life. She was baptized a couple weeks later. Heather, anytime I saw the hand of the Lord in someone's life. Michelle, when Lynn Beamer from the Greenville branch finally chose to be baptized, he passed away since then. Jared, there is a man who I taught on my mission who is a preacher. His knowledge of the Bible was incredible, and the first few visits we had with him, he got caught up in explaining something from the Bible, and we were learning a lot from him. It was always challenging, though, to talk about the truth we had to offer him. I wanted badly to share something with him that would stick with him and cause him to consider our beliefs. During one visit, I had a prompting of a specific chapter of the Book of Mormon to ask him to read. So I gave him some background to the chapter and told him how it related to him and asked him to read. He didn't remember the chapter, but he genuinely wanted to do what I'd asked him to do, so he started at the beginning and read faithfully for the rest of my time in the area. Awesome. Well, I hope you enjoyed those stories from the Knoxville mission. If you're a returned missionary and you're willing to share some stories and insights from your mission, you can go to preparetoserve.com/survey and complete that Google form there. And that will build the mission page on Prepare to Serve. If you're willing to be video interviewed about your mission, we'd love to interview you as well. You could just message us. The interviews take a good hour or so typically, and we do the interviews in Utah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. The gospel's true. Choose to right. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.